You ever sit there staring at a simple decision, like what message to send, what choice to make, and somehow your brain turns it into a life or death situation? You open your phone, type something, delete it, rewrite it, overanalyze every word, and in the end, you do nothing. That's overthinking. And here's the truth most people won't tell you. It's not because you're confused, it's because you're too aware. Overthinking doesn't come from stupidity. It comes from a dangerous mix of intelligence and fear. You can see all the possibilities, all the outcomes, all the things that could go wrong. While others just act, you simulate every scenario in your head. Sounds like a superpower, right? But when intelligence is controlled by fear, it doesn't create clarity. It creates paralysis. Think about the last time you delayed something important. Maybe you wanted to start a project but kept planning instead of starting, or you wanted to message someone but kept thinking, what if I say the wrong thing? Or maybe you're constantly thinking about your future, career, money, life, but never feel ready to take the first step. You're not lazy, you're stuck in your own mind. Here's how the loop works. You face a decision, your brain generates options, then fear jumps in and says, what if this goes wrong? So you analyze more and more until you're exhausted. And when you're mentally exhausted, you choose avoidance. That's why overthinkers procrastinate. Not because they don't care, but because they care too much. And here's the ironic part. The more you avoid decisions, the more anxious you become, and the more anxious you become, the more you overthink. It's a loop, and if you don't break it, you'll spend years thinking about a life you never actually live. Overthinkers are obsessed with making the perfect decision, the perfect move, timing, outcome, but reality doesn't work like that. There's no perfect decision, only decisions and what you make out of them. Successful people aren't necessarily smarter, they're just faster at deciding. They act, then adjust. You try to adjust before acting, and that's why you feel stuck. So how do you stop overthinking? Not by thinking less, that doesn't work. You change your relationship with decisions. Set a decision timer, 2 minutes for small choices, 10 or 15 for bigger ones. And when time's up, you choose with no second guessing. Accept that mistakes are a part of progress. You're not stuck because you make bad decisions. You're stuck because you're trying to avoid any mistake, but mistakes are feedback, and every wrong move teaches you something thinking never will. Focus on the next step, not the whole path. You don't need the next 5 years figured out, just the next small move right now. Overthinking feels productive, like you're doing something, but it's actually just a way to avoid risk. Because if you never act, you never fail, but you also never grow. You don't need to become someone who never overthinks. That's unrealistic. You just need to become someone who acts anyway, even with doubt, even with fear, even without certainty, because confidence doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. So remember, overthinking isn't your weakness, it's misused intelligence. But if you let fear control it, you'll stay stuck. Set limits, take small steps, accept imperfect action, and most importantly, move. Not tomorrow, not someday. Start with one decision today. Send a message, start the project, take the step. Because your life doesn't change when you think about it. It changes when you finally decide. If this hit you even a little, don't just watch and move on. Try it. One small decision today, no overthinking. Let's improve together.